Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxshire, on the show, the one and only Albert. Afternoon, Albert.
Afternoon, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine, mate. How are you? Nice breakfast this morning. What about yourself?
I can smell bacon. Can you smell bacon?
I can. Fox must be cooking in the studio. Right, okay, we've got the team. I'll shout it out, Albert, and then you can comment.
Go for it, bud. Go for it.
All right, the team today is McGregor, Tavernier, Golson, Davis, Barisic, same back five. Lundstrom, Raskin, Cantwell, Fashion Jr., Kent, and Cholak. One change. Lundstrom comes in for Ryan Jack. Substitutes McLaughlin, Ridvan, Hadji, Jack, Suter, Kamara for Billy, Camara, Morelos, Wright, and Arfield. One change. I get it. Ryan Jack, obviously 2 games quite close together. I think he played the full 90 minutes in both, mate. Yeah. So that I get the logic behind it. So, and he's on the bench. Yeah. So I get it. People might have their own views on it, but I actually get it. Don't know if it's brilliant, but I understand, Albert.
Oh, I can understand that. I don't think Lundstrom's in merit. I think he's in there for that exact reason that you said there. He's definitely not in merit because if Jack could do the more than 2 games in 4 days, he would be playing. There's no doubt about it, especially his performance on Wednesday night.
I had him as man of the match on Wednesday night, mate. You know, I know he wasn't the top footballer in show, but I thought he drove us forward and got the ball and let the footballers play, if that makes sense, mate.
That's his job, mate. That is his job. He done it perfectly Wednesday. Perfect. I couldn't pick it, to be honest with you. I couldn't pick a man in the match. I just gave it to the team. That's how good they played.
Fair shout. So I'm looking for, and by the way, I shout out, obviously John Suter's been on the bench already, but young Ridvan's back on the bench, yeah. So things are starting to move, mate, yeah.
The right direction, thank God. Thank God, mate. It's been a horrendous season for injuries. It really is. I've never known it. I've known injuries, and I've known it bad injuries, and I've known quite a lot of injuries, but I've never known this amount of injuries. This is quite unique.
So I'll just quickly go through the team again. McGregor, Tavernier, Golson, Davis, Barisic, Lundstrom, Raskin, Cantwell, Fashion, Kent, and Cholak, mate. Yeah.
That team deserves it, you know what I mean? Because that's the standard. They set the standard, they boys, on Wednesday night. And that anybody coming into that team now has to match their standards. So that's the standard. Nothing less than what we've seen. Okay, it might be a different game. And I can see what Beale was talking about with the day with the Raith Rovers sitting in. I understand that. But the intensity and the speed of passing has to be there today. I'm sure it will be, because that was tremendous.
Aye, we critique, we give criticism fairly. People see the game slightly different players are on it, but collectively we're usually fair in our observations, and when we say we play well, we play well. Simple as that, all better, isn't it?
That's it. I've slaughtered them, I've praised them, I've praised them, but overall, we take it out of the overall season. There's still major surge you need to do in that squad, but that's over the season. But that game on Wednesday, that set a standard. That's what we kept saying when you talk about if they turn up, if we play, we win. That's what we're talking about. That's how well we know we can. We've seen it for these players. And that's the maddening thing about it all.
We've seen it. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll get the phone lines open there. Can you smell sausages as well, Albert?
Aye, I think I do. Right. Maybe a wee egg in there and all.
Right, okay. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
All right, I can't see the setup changing. Lundstrom will have to do the jack job, but let along with Raskin, and we let all the football players and the attacking players run riot. Quite simple, isn't it?
Yep. Is Tillman on the bench?
No, mate, no.
No, mate. Must be another worse injury we actually thought.
There we go, mate. I mean, brought him back maybe too soon and played him and that, and then he gets walloped twice in the first 10 minutes.
Which never gets mentioned.
No, Call me a cynic, Albert. Call me a cynic. Because these boys are football players.
Oh, aye. You can't let football players play in Scotland. That's not allowed, is it? They have to be taken out immediately. But anyway, I think I'll stick the same system. I think I'm quite looking forward to it now, and I'm glad. I hope the wee Ridvan gets on today because I want to see more of that boy. I don't know. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not saying he's a good player. I just want to see more of him because what I seen the last time he was out, I quite liked.
Would you be happy with if he got half an hour?
Aye, 20 minutes, half an hour, mate. Aye.
Mm-hmm.
Aye. That means you're comfortable in the game as well, and we should be comfortable in the game. I'm not going to say we should be comfortable. We don't Partick Thistle there. And this team has already, I believe, put out Motherwell. Is that right? I heard that commentator saying that.
Motherwell 3-1.
So they're no mugs. No, I mean, don't think for a minute and take them lightly, but they can actually play and they can hurt you. So we need to concentrate today and go on with this. But aye, if we get these players on Suter and we Ridvan and players, it's going to be white for you. It means that you're actually doing well in the game. But I hope that's the way it pans out. I'm sure it will be.
Aye. Young Devine's not on there, so he's a casualty as the boys come back. So I'd love to see Ridvan and Suter go on and Haji a good half an hour, and as you rightly said, after we've had a good performance and they come on in a good situation, Albert.
Yep. I think with this new reserve football and all, I'm surprised that we're not organising more behind closed door friendlies for these players. At least one a week, maybe one a fortnight to get minutes in them.
The two of them played for the BT and the young team in the Glasgow Cup during the week there.
Did they?
On Tuesday, aye.
Is that the age allowed them to do that, or is it just you can play them?
I think to play a couple of overage players. So, and then obviously they've been after them, but it's nothing each of them in Pete Tong. But they played in the young boy Divine all get minutes. So I get what you're saying. You've got to keep, if they get half an hour a day of no game midweek, you wouldn't mind them getting something else, and then obviously the international breaks maybe came at the right time for these boys,
Exactly, why they know friendlies sorted out for that as well. Keep it ticking over. Even some of the first team who have known a great amount of games so far. You need to keep it ticking over because see that big spell. The reason I think we were so successful, it looked so good and could last so long in the last year run with Europe and all that is because of the 3 games a week. Because I don't think we're a team or a squad that suits that 7 days between games. I don't think we're like that for a start. To be honest with you, I know it's too much football. I keep saying there's too much football, but it's just purely for a physical point of view. I think we're better playing the 3 games a week.
I get it, mate. Rhythm, some people rhythm, and obviously if you get the right results, mate, you can make changes within a game, especially maybe 5 subs. 5 subs has changed football there.
It doesn't happen.
It's a big plus for the guys with the better players, the bigger teams, if you like, but it's also a big plus for the cluggers because you can have 5 bookings in your midfield and defence and change them at half time and then you've nobody on a booking. It's changed the whole game, mate.
Have you noticed, by the way, that since the 5 sub get introduced, professional fouls have went up some? There's a lot more professional fouls now.
Paul and Jerry, people can take a card as part of the game, one for the team as you used to call it, and then you can get 2 cards for half time just to protect you and the team. Whereas with 2 subs, arguably 3, you always needed to at least keep 1 at least for fitness. But now you can make 4 and still have 1 up your sleeve all there,
Aye, it's I've noticed that because I'm saying to myself, when did this professional fouls get treated leniently? Because we didn't eradicate it out of the game, but it wasn't so in your face as it were. Because at the end of the day, you're sitting saying to yourself, I'm not letting football flow. It's always stop, and I'm going, this is not right. That and playing players off the ball. I don't understand this. I've watched games, lots of games where you've done it yourself. Watch how many players get played off the ball. It's not right. You're sitting going, that wee McGregor or something. He does it all the time. Plays players off the ball. And you're saying that's an automatic foul. It should be an automatic red card, to be honest with you, because the ball's anywhere near you.
Minimum of a yellow card. We've got a caller coming in. I think it's a Mr. G. Lineker. He's not very busy this weekend. We'll be joined by John. Morning, John.
How you doing, Ox?
Aye, mate. All right, yourself?
Aye, no bad. I'm just getting geared up for the game. I didn't catch. I was late in, so I didn't catch the gentleman that was just going. I didn't catch his name.
Albert. Aye.
How you doing, John?
For the record, he ain't a gentleman. Carry on.
Aye, pleasure to meet your acquaintance, Albert. Made some really good points, which basically made the point that I was going to make right out of my head, because now that I've just went OCD on it, what you just said, now I'm thinking about that. The 5 substitutes rule. You've hit the nail on the head there. It's professional fouls can go up because now you've got a couple of players that can take one for the team. Remember back in the day, Stuart McCall, Ian Durant, boys like that. Let's not even talk about Terry Hurlock. But they used to come in and put a badge on you and just go, welcome to Ibrox. You know what I mean? You're not walking away with a game. I think, to be honest, today, Raith Rovers, they've got nothing to lose. I mean, they literally have got absolutely zero to lose on this. They're getting off the gate. Is it on telly? I'm not sure if it is.
It's on via play.
Aye, right. So they've got a slice of that and all. So, I mean, that'll pretty much give them their running costs the rest of this season and probably a wee bit of signing money for whoever they bring in or the window. You know, they'll be quite chuffed about this. So that's already in the bank. What have they got to lose after that? They can go at it. It depends how fit they are. That's really what it comes down to. Depends how fit they are. Because they can either sit back or they can go forward. And you look at Hearts and Hibs that basically went for this, and you've seen how that turned out. So I don't really want to think that they're going to just sit in, because that avails them nothing. But don't forget, I mean, at one point, Raith Rovers drew Bayern Munich. I think it was a Cup Winners' Cup.
The UEFA Cup, mate.
Was it the UEFA Cup?
After they won the League Cup.
And they drew them at Starks Park. And then everybody had to have a bit of a look at it. And I think it ended up going to Fir Park, which, to be perfectly honest, wasn't really much an upgrade. But the Rangers team, they knew. And this is the thing we were talking about the other night in Ox. You, Linda, and Jaffa were on the other night, and I made a bit of a prediction about the team saying how I'd play it. I was wrong, so I'll hold my hands up to that. The team that went out done an absolutely fantastic job, and I would have played them out of position. Might have got a result, might not have. But as far as I'm concerned, there's no room for passengers for here at the end of the season. Getting people in for minutes. If we steamroller them by half time and we're 5-0 up or 4-0 up or whatever, okay, give people a wee bit of a run out. But you've still got a whole second half to run for guys that haven't played haven't kicked a ball a season. I don't know if I did. I think every single game has to be treated like you're playing Bayern Munich. That's how they need to come out the traps as if they're playing a Champions League side. It doesn't matter if it's Partick Thistle, it doesn't matter if it's Raith Rovers, it doesn't matter if it's Celtic, it doesn't matter who it is. You've got to have the mentality that you go out, go for the throat and absolutely steamroller people. And I don't just mean attack, because we've done that and been loose at the back. You've got to play like real steady football. You know, play to your strengths, keep it tight at the back, but go for them.
Cheers, John.
Cheers,
mate.
As if it's fine.
I think he's talking about standards there, Albert. That's what we're looking for. Standards, isn't it? Doesn't matter who we're playing.
That's it, mate. Standards, you're right. But it's the it's the intensity, John, that I'm looking for. They've got to keep the intensity in the game, because you know what Raith Rovers are going to do. I know you don't want to hear this, but it's a fact. They're just going to sit in, mate. That's a fact. We all know it. I'm not saying anything new. But we all know what's going to happen today. But it's down to us not to let the intensity of the game go. If we keep that intensity in the game, they'll not live with us. You will eventually break them down and get through. But if you let them win that game of atrocity, you know what I mean? They all sit in and nobody moves, and we slow down, and Golston starts taking too many touches on the ball. Tab takes too many touches, and all the players start, we can't find a gap. Well, that's when it all starts going P-tong. That's what Thistle done to us, and then they started playing us off the park. I mean, let's be honest, at stages of the game, Thistle played us off the park. So we can't allow that to happen. And the only way we can't allow that to happen is by intensity. We need to keep the intensity in the game. Keep the ball zipping about. Keep moving into your positions. Keep running off the ball. Run the extra yard. I know it's Raith Rovers, but run the extra yard for your mate. Be willing to take the ball in tight places to draw people into you so you can whip it away, but don't you? Sorry, mate. Mike, come on.
That's my point. Frighten them. Because I guarantee Raith Rovers, I mean, I don't know the team at all. I don't know any of the Raith Rovers players. That's a bit of a shame. I used to know a lot more about Scottish football through the leagues, and I don't know. But I guarantee Raith Rovers have probably got a couple of players in there that are going to catch the eye today. There's got to be a few guys in there that have got a good touch on them. And you'll be thinking, we wouldn't expect this. We're expecting a bunch of cloggers. We're expecting a pub team. And I don't think that's who's going to turn up. I think they're going to be motivated. They probably will do the low block, even though I hope they don't. But again, they're going to look at the Hearts and Hibs results and just go, if we go and try and play against this Rangers team, we're going to get absolutely annihilated. It's a cricket score. So they probably will do the low block. But I mean, what does that do for you?
Talking about standards, yours have slipped because we've enjoyed the old Davy. Evening, Davy. Afternoon, Davy.
You're saying good evening. I was getting worried that when you say that it's time for my bed. How are you doing, guys? Great. What I was going to say about the team, I'm really glad that he's not messed about with that, because I think that was a big mistake the last time.
One change, you happy with that, Davy? One change?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, well, it picks itself, but sometimes in the last few games it picked itself and they juggled that about and it didn't work. And I think now that what we're looking for today is, I'm not saying it's going to be a doddle, but everybody would think, well, it's a foregone conclusion. I think the big thing is, excuse me, I got Maltese in my throat. I think the big thing is what kind of performance we're going to get today. And I think if we get anywhere near what the Hibs game was like, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that kind of intensity and being able to get through a tight defence. And I think that proved that when Hibs sat in, I think it was Kolak's goal at Easter Road, his second goal. And the movement was terrific. Bump and on the box. And we've not been doing that. It's just not happened, but it did happen. So I'm looking for some of that today.
I think it's the same point, Albert, isn't it? Standards.
It's exactly the same point, mate. It's everybody knows it. I mean, when we say this, we're not inventing the wheel here. Everybody knows it. It's the fact that the team need to concentrate on that and say, look, and the management team, don't let it drop. Don't let the tempo of this drop, because you're looking at a long, turgid game if you let the intensity drop and the speed of passing drop. They really are, because we've all been there before. We've all watched it before, and we don't want to watch any more of it. So Davey's right. So when you keep the intensity up, there's no going to be a problem. But if we don't keep the intensity up, there's going to be a problem. It's as simple as that. We all know it. 1-2 touch football, mate. That's what's required today. Speed, zip the ball about, make them run, make them walk, pull them all over the place. Don't stand still, move into positions.
And shoot.
And shoot, mate. We've got a centre forward. Well, we've got a centre forward that actually shoots now, mate. Sorry, mate.
31 shots, all better on Wednesday night.
And you can see, I mean, I see these stats before, 24 shots, 18 shots, and I go, I don't remember any of them. I remember maybe 2 or 3. But genuinely, Wednesday, you can see, I don't know it's 31, but you know there's a lot because you can see them shooting. You're going, all right, they're shooting. That makes a big difference. We'll go to centre forward that shoots. We'll go to a guy playing in the wing, Sakala, who shoots. Ken doesn't shoot, but the rest of them will shoot. So midfield, I want to shoot there as well. But anyway, I'm not going to complain about Wednesday. They've done well. But that's the standard set as far as I'm concerned. If you're new to the rest of the season and beyond, that's the standard. We all need to get into it. Anybody coming into the team needs to match the standard. The team itself needs to keep the standard. And then anybody comes in, then that's when you'll start to see players that are not pulling their weight. You'll see them quite clearly. You'll know. You'll see it. Anybody coming into the team and doesn't pull their weight will stick out like a sore thumb. If that team can keep that and maintain that intensity and standard and zip that ball about. And that's the good thing about this. That's when you'll start really seeing players getting shifted out and going, you're no good enough for Rangers, you're going. At the moment, we're all in a wee dilemma. We're likes and we're dislikes in players. But that needs to get blown away. It needs to be put right down to who wants to be here, who's got the ability to be here.
Concentrate in the day's game. The team is McGregor, Tavernier, Golson, Davis, Barisic, Lundstrom, Raskin, Cantwell, Fashion Jr., Kent and Cholak with substitutes. McLaughlin, Ridvan, Hadji, Jack, Sousa, Kamara, Morelos, Wright and Arfield. John, the bench is a bit stronger, huh?
It is. It's one of my concerns, and Albert said that the team has been built for Europe. It's been built for 3 games a week. If you've got 1 game a week, you can't keep everybody happy, and you can't give them the minutes, and yet you can't pull people at the side just for the sake of giving somebody else minutes. If they're on the park and they're doing the job, you know, I'd love Scotty Arfield to be getting more minutes, but again, you can't slot them in. Where are you going to put them? Who are you going to take out? The other thing is, with the new boys coming in, right, I'm dying to see Hadji back up to fitness. How he's going to fit in, I don't know. I don't know how. That's an absolute migraine for Beale, is how he's going to fit Hadji into that team. Does he take Sakala out? Is it a super sub thing? That boy's young and he's got all the talent in the world, and he needs to be playing. He needs to be a starter. But the young players in the team, if you look at Raskin and you look at Cantwell and Sakala, I mean, Sakala's already got it, but these guys need to attack every single game that they play as if they're playing Real Madrid or Bayern Munich. Every game. Doesn't matter if they're playing Celtic or Hearts or Auchenshugel Stank Lifters. They need to attack every single game as if this opposition could kill us. Let's just go and put the fit right in their throat for the minute one. I don't just mean kicking, rush and all that nonsense and just let's run at it. It's not just about tempo. Tempo is just speed. It's about making the right decisions at the right time. And we saw that the other night. See, when they get into their groove, there's some of the football they were playing, I was like, this is Rangers.
Cheers, John. Cheers, mate. We've also been joined by Blue Star, Afternoon Blue Star. Or is it Andy? Andy with us?
That's me.
Sorry, mate.
Afternoon, guys. I don't think he should have changed the team at all. I'm not happy with him taking Jack out. I don't see the point of that. I mean, the guy's, if he's fit, and I know he said beforehand he's got a slight issue. Well, if he's got a slight issue, he shouldn't be sat on the bench. He should have started with the same team. Jack makes Rangers a different team, be it Raith or anybody. We shouldn't even be worried about Raith Rovers. We should be playing, we should be battering these. I don't understand that. Like, if he's fit and he's coming back to fitness, right? He's hardly played any games. You want him in the team for the remainder of the season. I'm not feeling that at all. I'm quite annoyed with that one.
Well,
I really am.
It's not what you'd be upset, is it? Really, you know.
Well, I've been calm for the last few 2 weeks, but I'm not now. I'm cracking the vodka.
Explain to him all better. There's a big picture and a little picture. Explain to him all better.
I missed it. Look, who's the change?
Lundstrom.
Jack.
Lundstrom
in for Jack. Right.
When you go up there, explain him. I know it's going to be hard, but explain him.
It's nothing to do with your ability, what he done, and it's just all about his body. He just can't do it. He's physically can't do it.
No, listen, we've got 14 games to go. If he stays fit, he should be in. We've got a Scottish Cup to win here. And we're putting that Scouse guy in. That Scouse guy, Jesus Christ, we've had a few good games with him. He's the same old trash out there.
I didn't realise that. I always thought you were a Rangers supporter.
I'm a Rangers supporter. Don't worry about that, Ox. Don't worry about that.
He's even slagging one of our own players before the game started. I don't mind the after the game.
Hey, listen, I've never rated that Scouse guy. I've never rated that Scouse guy.
Thank you all, Davey. We're not meant to get behind our team before the game starts. Help me out here, Davey.
Yeah. But can I just come in on what Andy's his point he's making?
Yeah.
I can understand.
If Andy stayed black, I would say white. Don't worry about it.
But Andy's Andy, and his views are very good. His opinions, it's everybody to their own opinion, and I can see where he's coming from. But I think when we're all armchair guys that go and sit or go to the game managers, no, we don't know which round. He could be injured or he's got a wee knock. So when we're assessing that and saying, oh, he should have played and he should have played, it's not just when something could be, physically stopping them playing. So you can't just jump to conclusion.
Here's what I think.
Here's
what I think, Andy. Here's what I think. I've nothing to back this up. He's played 2 games, full games, in 4 days. We've got a cup tie up that we should be able to see off. In an ideal world, they would have wanted to change it, but because of Jack's record, he's just took the pressure off him a wee bit to make sure he's fit for the next game also.
I get that, but if he'd have started him and then he could have took him off.
You might not even see him the day if it goes right.
I agree with you, man.
My thing is, if he's got a slight injury, is what he said before
I'm not saying injury, Andy. I'm just saying what he's been through. Yeah.
Aye, I know that. I know what you're saying, but in his pre-match there, he said he's got a slight issue. Well, if he's got a slight issue, he's simply sat on the bench. But I'm just wondering if he's just using that as a reason for this.
People on here all the time with issues, didn't we, Albert?
Definitely, mate. Definitely.
I'm not backing down anyway.
Andy, I agree with you. If he's fit and ready to go, he should have played. I totally 100% agree with you. But I don't think he is. And we don't know that to Beale tells us the reason he took him out of the team. But we all know what his injuries record's like. We all know that he really can't. If he could play 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 games in a trot, he'd have been doing it for us all season. But he's no capable. That's my opinion. That's what I see. But Beale will tell you after this game why he was took out. I'm sure one of the boys asking the questions, the Heart and Hand, or one of these boys will ask the question why he was took out the team. And I think that's what you'll find. He'll say, we just can't risk him in 3 consecutive games because we don't think he's up to it. It's as simple as that, mate.
No ability.
No ability, mate. It's not a day with ability.
I know that.
The way he plays Wednesday night.
John, just wait. I know it's hard to remember your name. It's quite hard, but just wait till your name's mentioned.
My name's actually Bob Agg.
All right, okay. Right, Andy, on you go.
No, he just said before he's put Jack out of the team because he's got a slight issue. He's just said that just now. I've just seen it before I come on.
He's just taking the heat off him. Anyway, we've been joined by Blue Star. Afternoon, Blue Star.
Evening, Oxchair, Albert, Andy, Bob, and old Davey. I totally concur with everything Macy have said. For me, Ox, I love the idea of the 5 subs. I've got to be honest, and to be perfectly truthful, our team needs it. Needs the very fact that we've got 5 subs. Although our manager doesn't always play 5. You look at that crowd across the water, and he turns round. No matter what the score is, 9 times out of 10 they're winning easily. He always uses his 5 subs, and I think it's a great thing. Our team needs it now because, as Albert says, we do not keep up the constant zip passing, and it's so apparent now. See the minute, even against Hibs, there was one thing you said the other night. Well, there was 20 minutes here and 20 minutes here. You were bang on. they get this thing in their heads when we go a couple of goals up or something, and they start just passing the ball from side to side, and indeed backwards, and they done it against Hibs too. So the performance levels, the performances when you look at the Hibs and the Hearts game, we think were great. They played well, but all bears bang on. That should be happening all the time, and it can't happen all the time unless our fitness levels are up. And our team's laborious compared to that other mob. Make no mistake about it. And anybody that says anything different is kidding themselves on. But Beale's noticed it now, and it's very, very apparent to me. I think the guy's got it in his head. He needs players on that part that are showing that they can run and zip that ball about. And the likes of Jack, I agree with Andy, we all know that. Jack, when Jack plays, our team does play. There's no doubt about it. He covered, the first 20 minutes he covered for Tav 5 different occasions when they were in. They were in 5 different occasions, and all 5 occasions it was Jack that got rid of the ball. So it's all to do with fitness for me. It's all to do with running, and it's to do with how you're passing that ball about. And when we pass that ball about forward and quick, it doesn't matter who we're playing. And I'll tell you straight, we should be hammering that mob today. Don't go away with this rubbish about, but they've got nothing to lose and all that. We should be hammering them. If we're fit enough, we run over the top of them. It's as simple as that.
But quality should shine through, Albert.
Again, I missed that.
Are you saying that we should be hammering the team today?
On paper, we should. There's no doubt about that. We should. You can't argue that point. Whether we do, whether we don't, we'll see. We'll soon see. But we've seen this picture before when it comes to these so-called lesser teams, and we, as Blue Star say, we start mincing about. Basically, we start side to side, getting that arrogant complacency sets in. We can't allow that today. We've set a standard against Hibs. We've showed it against Hearts. They 2 games is not enough. We need to do it in every game, as they said. We really do need to do it. I want to see it today. Okay, it's going to be a more difficult game because they're not going to have a go. They're going to sit in, and you're not going to find much space, but you will find some space, and it's that some space you need to exploit. And as you said earlier on, shoot, keep shooting, don't stop shooting. Everybody shoot. I don't care. Just keep blasting their goal, and let's get the other players on the part. Because your teammates need minutes as well. And it's down to that team that's out the day to start that. Play well, score the goals, then you get the Suter, Hadji, Ridvan, you get all the players that are back for injury onto the park. Let's see it. I want to see it today.
Davey, and then Andy, if we score goals, that'll change their setup. And they'll have to come out, and then you can score more goals. It's all about getting a goal and getting another goal. If no, the longer it goes, the harder it gets for you. So it's all about making chances and scoring goals. All these games against, if we're assuming they're going to play this low block, Davey.
Yeah. Well, the confidence levels should be sky high because we all seen it on Wednesday. And as regarding this, we all keep saying we should hammer this and we should hammer that. Maybe it's me being an old guy and where I am at the moment in my life. I'm more concerned about getting into the semis, guys. If we get a bonus ball a day, it's a good performance. But if it's 2, 3, we'll get 5. That doesn't wash with me. If we get out there and get into the semis and we get a good performance, and you're dead right, Oaks, about how they're going to sit in. But I'm more than confident that they've got the ability to play the way they've played, to go there. But goals-wise, I don't care. I just want to get through the semis.
Andy Davies at a stage in life where he's wondering about a semi. Carry on, Andy.
Okay, I've got a lot of looking forward to then. Look, I think if we get the first 2 goals in the 15 minutes, like David said, like you said, we'll change the game, won't it? It should allow us the freedom. I might be very disappointed if we don't score more than 4 or 5 today. I really do think we should be, after that 75-minute performance after Wednesday night there, you would think that, they'd be very confident. And we know what's on the line here. We know that it's the next round, to hopefully go on and defend our cup. So we've got to get it done, haven't we? I ain't worried about that. They're like, I'm just thinking there, near Marlock, the Scouts guy will probably get an hat-trick today.
No, your luck,
aye. But no, I think we shouldn't be bothered about them. I mean, no, they'll come and try and be stuffy right enough. they'll look to keep it down at a clean sheet or down at a 1-0 for a long time. But I think we're going to open up here pretty quick. Hopefully get a couple of goals, and then hopefully we get a load of goals and everybody has an entertaining afternoon. And then we're in the next round. Let's go.
John, do you think Sakala will play on the left or the right of the front three?
To be honest, it's one of them that you don't really know. I think they'll probably play him in the right, but can I get back to a point that you made earlier on? We were all making that, but you hit the nail on the head. There's no way Ryan Jack is no playing the day because it's just a tactical switch, because he would be in the 5. He's not even in the 5. What they're saying is the guy's got legs, his knees are literally like Weetabix. So we've got 2 games out of him this week that were important games. We're looking at Raith Rovers and taking a bit of a gamble and saying, to be honest, John Lundstrom should be able to hold this. And John Lundstrom's now looking at himself like, if Ryan Jack was fit all the time, I would have got a game. Because the midfield's pretty much settled. Ryan Jack will be a loss for us today, but we should be able to compensate for it. I don't think Lundstrom's going to come in with no confidence. I don't think he's Ryan Jack as a player, but I think there's a reason Ryan Jack's there. I don't think it's an injury. I think it's just basically due to wear and tear. 3 games in a week, 3 games in 10 days, whatever it is. I think they've just basically said, look, we need you more for the league games than we need you for this game. So it's better that you sit out, take an ice bath, smoke a joint, whatever you need to do, and just chill, because we will need him.
He's on the bench. He's on the bench today.
We could possibly get, and we can't have him every game. It's that simple. We just can't play him every game. So we need to pick and choose when we're going to play him, because if he plays the day, if he wasn't quite right for the day and we played him, there's a good chance he's going to be out for 3 weeks or 6 weeks or something else. I'd rather not have him the day and have him next week than play him the day and not have him for the next month.
Good point.
John, you've just put an image in my head. That, right, Jack sitting on a bench smoking a joint, waiting to see us.
That's it. On a wheelie bin full of ice.
Hopefully we're not talking about Lundstrom, and I don't mean that in a nasty way, Boystar, because if this game goes to plan, you'll be talking about the front players, the ball players, the entertainers, won't we?
Absolutely, Ox. Lundstrom shouldn't even come in yet, to be quite honest. I'll go back to it again. Someone's trying to make out, and old David, we shouldn't be running over the top of them. No, this is the wrong attitude. That's how our standards have dropped. Aye, we should be running over the top of them. Our midfield should be dominating that game, and it should all be on the front 3, as you say, Ox, without a shadow of a doubt. It's how many goals we score a day. It's as simple as that. That mob shouldn't trouble us whatsoever. You've got to call it as it is. Rangers should have no bother with Raith Rovers today. None whatsoever.
We're a better team there. If we put 10 guys in the goalmouth, what we get to do? Because technically we're talking about a low block here. If they put 10 guys right across the 12-yard line, how do you get through that? It's what we've had all season. It's what we've had for the last, I don't know, seasons immemorial. That's what these teams do.
That's right, and that's why our players are supposed to be better.
Gentlemen, that's how you don't interrupt, because it doesn't work.
Sorry.
When both people talk at the same time. I'll go to the guys who know. I've got a wee bit of manners about them. Davey, what's the score going to be?
Well, we've all got our opinions, and some are right and some are right. I'll go for a comfortable 3-0.
3-0. Andy, what's the bet today?
I went for 6.
Just to see that Southside Super 6's forum continued, Andy.
Well, what I'm losing on the Rangers, I'm saving on Southside.
You went for 6. Wow. Poster, how do you see it going, mate?
Certainly no any less than 4. It's got to be 4, 5 or 6. Got to be.
All right, okay. Nice, comfortable win. John?
5-1. I think we'll sneak it. Because, put it this way, had scored the goals through the week. They didn't technically score it because it was Connor Goldson that put it in, so we scored all the goals. But I think we're just no rock solid at the back. You know, we can be at times, but there'll be a moment of lapse. I think that there'll be a goal to their side, but I still think they'll romp them. I think it's 5-1.
I'll take that as well. Albert, how do you see it panning out, mate?
Well, I'd like a heavy win. Anyone, first of all, anyone. As Davey said, anyone get us into the next round. But I'll go with old Davey. 3-0.
That's Bridges went for 1-0, just to let you know, Albert.
Surprise, eh? You never faces the surprises, does he?
No. And for the record, I don't think Southside got the 2 parts he's bet up. He couldn't get 3 out of 3. That's what it is, Andy. Yeah? He's putting himself out there. He'll get it 1 week. Yeah?
I'll get it 1 week. None of us will put it on.
Oh, you've got to stick with it, mate. You've got to stick with it. It's like having your lottery numbers, isn't it?
I know. It'll come up big one day, I know. It'll come up big.
Yeah.
He'll need to change his name to Plymouth to Gary Owen. He couldn't pick his nose either.
It's a bit of fun, mate.
Of course it is.
Yeah, how's it go?
Well,
gentlemen. We're going to go and watch the game. I hope everybody's a good afternoon, and we'll speak to you after we'll be back 15 minutes after the final whistle. Remember, there is potential for extra time today. Albert, last word for you.
Aye, come on, the Rangers. Let's go and get this done. Enjoyable game and enjoyable performance. Get a few goals.
Thanks to John, Davey, Andy, and Blue Star for joining us. Yourself, Albert, Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back 15 minutes after the final whistle. Take it away, Old School Blue.